Hello, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about feedback. I'm going to start with a little clip from one of my favorite shows, America's Got Talent. Notice what the judges are providing in regards to feedback.
Was that serious or was that a joke?
The judges are kind of in a bad mood. They're not really having a good day. That is called dying a death on stage. Simon's in a bad mood and Mel's grumpy. This is not a good day, is it? No.
Okay, so we might have our grumpy days, we might have our angry moments. Hopefully, we don't have these scary red X's in our classrooms. If you do, let me know about that. That kind of scares me just a little bit. It'll probably scare your students, but I do know that this is not effective feedback. Buzzing with a giant red X saying that was bad, that's not good, that was miserable, that was horrible, etc. That is not going to allow anyone, adult, child, whatever, to really learn what they need in order to move on, in order to get better, in order to strengthen their skills. So today let's talk about providing feedback. We want to be effective, be effective. So here we go. So there are things that you already do in your classrooms. I am very well aware of the things that you're doing in your classrooms because I have been fortunate enough to be in your classrooms and see what you're doing. And I'm noticing just how important all these elements are. So just to point some of these things out. I have a little problem with this. Oh, there we go. Sorry, running a little slow. You are providing learning targets for students so they understand so they understand the purpose of their assignments. You're providing rubrics or assignment expectations so they know what they should be doing. You're providing grades so students can reflect on what they're doing and kind of see that progress. But you're also providing feedback. And I want you to think about this idea of feedback and how effective it is in your classroom. What sort of feedback are you providing for students? So here are some things I want you to think about. So make sure that when you're providing feedback, or at least when you're starting out with an assignment, that you're articulating what success looks like. Here are the things that I'm going to be looking for in this assignment. Here's the things I'm going to be looking for in this project, in this group work, during this class period, during this activity, etc. Here are the things that you are going to show me that you have understood the expectations, that you show me you're learning. If you can articulate that, and students have an understanding as to what you expect them to do and why they are doing it, there will undoubtedly be strong learning occurring. Students need to have that understanding before they really jump into any sort of thing that you put them into. You also need to make sure to provide them with formative assessments. So as you're going through the learning process, as you're working your way toward those learning targets, as you're working your way toward the end of a unit or an assignment or a project or whatever, you should be providing students with formative assessments so that you can track and monitor their progress. And then you can provide them with some feedback that allows them to really reflect on, okay, am I reaching the assignment's expectations? Am I reaching the learning target? Am I getting to where I need to go? And thinking about formative assessments, these need to be timely. These need to be provided to students in a way that allows them to really fix the immediate problems in order to reflect on what they're doing, revamp what they're doing, and then make positive change as soon as possible so that once they do reach those end games, once they do reach where you want them to be, they're getting there in a proper, timely manner. So providing formative assessments and making sure to keep up with those is extremely important. But in addition to just providing formative assessments, we need to make sure that students understand whatever feedback we are providing for them. There needs to be clarity in there. So I heard a story recently about a student who was talking to her teacher about how she didn't understand the word that she kept seeing on all of her assignments, and that word was vagoo. Vagoo. Clearly, this girl has never seen the word vague before, or at least has a vagoo understanding as to what that word means. And obviously, that student didn't reach the expectations that the student, or that the teacher provided for her because she didn't understand what the feedback was. When you're providing students with feedback, make sure that you're staying true to what the expectations are, and specifically differentiate for what the students need specifically. So if you see Susie over here and she is, you have your students writing paragraphs, introduction paragraphs, and you have Susie who is who doesn't seem to have a really clear topic sentence. Talk to her about that. And then you see Johnny over here, and he doesn't have a very clear thesis statement. Talk to Johnny about that. You need to make sure that you are differentiating, you're specifying your feedback to students so they can see what those expectations are. And that monitoring will also help make sure, will allow you to do the final piece, which is reflect. You might notice, okay, I see a lot of students who are struggling in this area. I see a lot of students who are excelling in this area. Maybe I need to reteach here. Maybe I need to revamp this. Maybe I need to figure out what are some other issues that I'm seeing to the class. Maybe I need to create an intervention for some students. Maybe I need to provide some enrichment for these students. Maybe I need to call home. Maybe I need to ask a student to stay after school, or whatever it might be. Maybe it comes down to your own teaching practices. Maybe you need to reflect on what are the things I need to change in my own teaching? What are the things I need to improve upon, make clear? What sort of roadmap did I provide for my students that maybe wasn't clear from the outset, so they didn't really understand where they were going? The reflecting part of providing feedback is absolutely essential because it will help you become a stronger teacher, even stronger than you already are, and make sure that you're providing for students exactly what you want them to achieve in their learning. So one final thought on providing feedback. Feedback is absolutely essential in the classroom, and educational leader, one of my heroes, John Hattie, said, using feedback isn't confined to a classroom. Consider its role in self-regulation and lifelong learning. We all stand to benefit from knowing when to seek feedback, how to seek it, and what to do with it when we get it. When we're providing students with feedback, we are ensuring that they are learning exactly what we want them to learn. Additionally, we are ensuring that we understand where the strengths are with our students, and we understand where their shortcomings are, and we can understand where our strengths and shortcomings are in our own teaching, and we can become better teachers from it. So what I want you to take away from this video, please consider your practices, all the wonderful things you're already doing. And I'd really like you to have some discussions with your peers, have some discussions with your departments, have some discussions with me. I would really love to have a good conversation going about what sorts of feedback are we providing for our students? What sorts of things have you found to be successful? What sorts of questions do you have? Did you have any strengths in providing feedback that you maybe could share with your colleagues? That would help create a wonderful little conversation about feedback and make this building even stronger than it already is. So thank you very much for listening and putting up with me. And thank you all for all the wonderful work you're doing. Please, please share your thoughts and idea with your peers. Take care and do good work.